What's up, everyone? This is Jared and Nick from What Cheers Beer Reviews, and tonight we are tasting the Bruery's Tart of Darkness. And this is going to be a little bit different of a review because Nick doesn't actually like sours.
Sorry, guys.
I bought this bottle because I'm a huge sour fan, and actually, no one I know personally likes sours at all. So
In my defense, this is the only style of beer that I just really don't get. I really don't like it yet. At some point, I might.
It's definitely an acquired.
I was at a point where I only was liking IPAs and double IPAs, and I wouldn't drink a stout. And obviously, you'll see.
I think everyone was there at some point. I was definitely.
Yeah, so you transition and you grow into different styles. But anyways, so far I'm not in love with sours.
Yeah, right. So he doesn't like sours. I love sours. I'm big on them. But for me, it's always tough because, like I said, I'm the only one in my circle of friends and my family that like sours. So if I'm going to drink a big bottle, I don't want it to be too. Sometimes it's a little too much, no matter how good the beer is. So I told him I got the Tart of Darkness. He said he was still interested in trying it. We brought it over to review. It's going to be my first sour stout. I've heard some great things about this.
And this one is aged in Black Tuesday barrels.
Yep, this is batch 2. Batch 2 was aged in Black Tuesday, so it's going to have some interesting notes to it, definitely.
Yeah, so I'm kind of interested in that aspect of it.
Yeah, as you can see, I gave Nick the baby pour, just in case,
And Jared will be the only one scoring this because we want to keep it fair because I don't like the style.
We figured, no reason to rate it poorly just because he doesn't like the style. So, it's kind of an unfair rating, so we figured...
For me, this will be an expansion to my taste.
He's just going to forego the rating this time,
So let's go ahead and get a look at the pour.
Sure. Tart of Darkness, it pours dark. It's a nice dark brown to it, not quite black. A little bit of ruby notes, brown notes if you hold it up to the light. The way the head poured had lots of really large bubbles on it. It almost, which is weird, it almost reminded me of like soap bubbles.
Yeah, for sure.
It dissipated pretty quickly. The only thing that's left really is a nice kind of, it's fairly thick
like ring, a little ring
right around the edge. Nothing in the center at all. It's just a ring around the edge. So
there's some particulates floating around in there. I don't know what that is, but but it looks like a really interesting looking sour stout, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see
what it's supposed to look like. So
yeah, really.
Pretty cool.
So there's not much lacing on this. It's only a 5.6% beer, so I really wouldn't expect too much lacing.
Yeah, and that's pretty typical with the sours from what I've seen, that they're all pretty much low ABV for the most part. So
all right. So you want to get an aroma on this? Yeah, that's what I always do.
I'm gonna sit here until you can do it.
Now I'm doing.
Do you want to get an aroma on? Let's get an aroma on the Tart of Darkness. End it. That's all I have to say. Christ's sake. It's impossible.
Let's get a taste on this. See how it tastes.
Okay, ready?
Are you ready?
I think Jared's excited about this one. So let's go ahead and get a smell on the Tart of Darkness.
All right. Let me know what you think of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Definitely tart. I get like.
This is not surprising to me. I had a few Russian River sours last year with my brother, and the first thing I'm getting is that same kind of acidic
I give a very strong flavor, and I know exactly what it is. I'm just curious if you get it as well.
Well, I'm definitely getting that stout in the back end.
The stout,
which is what I'm looking for because that's what I like. But
I get a lot of
I'm getting that vinegary
cherry, like a lot of sour, like red, ripe cherries.
Sure, I can see that. To me, these are kind of vinegary.
Yeah, you definitely get a sense of tartness, which is I think what the sour cherry it's kind of all blending together.
I'll tell you what, it's not bad smelling.
Right, it's a little, it's interesting. I've had more acidic, more tart, more sour beers before.
It's got a lot going on in the aroma, though.
We'll see. I'm curious more so see what you think of this than
I know
what I think of it. So.
All right, let's go ahead and get a taste on the Tart of Darkness.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Good luck. Ooh, that's a sour one, all right. What do you think? Sour?
It's sour, guys.
It's definitely sour. It's pretty up there. I almost expected it to be almost on like the level of like a mild sour, like Bruery or Flanders Red.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the stout style, kind of like similar to browns. I was expecting a touch of sweetness or something, but it's definitely sour all the way through.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, I have a lot to say about this beer.
Wow,
because
really?
Yeah, I do. This kind of thing gets me excited to try a style that I don't normally do or don't normally enjoy. I'm looking for every bit of that stout, charred kind of chocolatey flavors in it, and I'm finding them in the back end of this. But this thing is super sour. If you're not a sour fan, you're definitely not gonna really dig this beer.
It reminds me of what, like the level of sour is like when you bite into like a.
It's like a lemon.
Like like a lemon or like an unripe like a unripe raspberry, like a green raspberry or like a
something really unripe and that's just super sour.
Yeah.
No sweetness to balance it out.
No, not at all. No sweetness.
The only nice thing going on for me personally is that I have that that stout, that chocolatey. There's a little bit of roastiness in the back end, and I think that adds something to it. I don't get like any of the bourbon, obviously.
No, I don't get much from the. I mean, I didn't
have
have Black Tuesday, but yeah, I kind of expected a little bit of that. I was curious to see how it would play out, and I don't get much. So I don't know how the original batch of Tart of Darkness was when it wasn't aged in Black Tuesday barrels.
I heard that the first time was more so.
Was it
the stout characteristic to it? So, but I think it's really interesting. Like I said, if you're not a sour fan, you're probably not going to want to pick this up, especially for how much? $23?
It cost me $23, yeah.
So you got to be pretty serious to pick this bottle up. But I don't know. I mean, you're a sour fan. What is your take on this beer then?
I really like it. I like the sour. Again, it reminds me of like a sour cherry. Maybe I don't know where maybe the cherry's coming from the barrels. I don't know. The stout characteristics is there. It's minimal. It's in the background, but the sour stands out. It's sour.
I would say the Russian River ones I had.
Those were pretty sour.
Those were even more sour than this, and they didn't have the balance of a stout. They weren't sour stouts. They were sours aged in wine barrels with cherries.
Yep.
And
they
were really out there.
You had a bunch of them.
I had a bunch,
which is surprising since you don't like sours. The only one I had was Supplication, which is their brown aged in Pinot Noir barrels with cherries. That one's pretty tart. You definitely get the cherries a lot more so than this one because there's actual cherries in that one. But I really like this actually.
I'm really appreciating it, and I guess that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Because I can't say I love it, but I'm appreciating the style, and I think that's what it's all like. Craft beer is all about. You should definitely try everything.
Always try new things, yeah.
And
Jared,
there's
so much out there.
It's nice that Jared likes a style that I don't, so he can bring stuff over like this for me to try.
And this goes to show you that just because Nick doesn't like sours doesn't mean we're not going to do sour reviews.
Yep, and I can appreciate this. Very much so, and I actually really I like the.
All it means is I have more to drink when we're done filming, so
there's quite a bit in this bottle.
Half a bottle left.
So I'll try to drink a little bit more. I am actually enjoying the stout characteristics
to it.
I'm
curious to see how it warms up, but
definitely check it out if you're a sour fan.
Yeah, it's great.
Yep.
If you like sours, you're definitely gonna like this one. I think the stout adds a lot to it.
It does. It does.
I
agree. It's good beer. Yeah, so I gave myself a little bit more.
So you actually kind of like this one.
I do. I like how it's not as crazy. The only sours I ever had were those Russian Rivers, and they're just way too over the top for me.
So this is a little bit takes it a notch down.
Yep, and that's what I was hoping for with that stout characteristic. But I'll leave it up to you as far as the rating goes. And, all that.
So I know BeerAdvocate gave this one a 91. RateBeer gave this a 99. As far as my thought, I mean, it's just so. It's balanced. I mean, kind of odd to say that about a sour because the sour is always so up front. Which it is. When you take a sip, you get a lot of sour on the mouth. It's kind of medium, heavy bodied. The carbonation is there for a couple seconds, but the sourness just kind of overwhelms it. But it's still very well balanced. I mean, the stout characters really bring it out. I'd probably give this one 92. It's a good sour. I really like it. Again, very well balanced. I get a little bit of the roastiness, a little bit of the chocolate from the stout. I get some stout notes. I get the sour. I get cherry notes, which I like.
Yeah, actually, Jared and I were just talking about how I immediately pulled out the chocolate roasted notes.
Because that's what you were looking for. That's what you were hoping for.
And he was having trouble finding it. But for me, it's like that's jumping out at me the most because that's what I want to taste.
Yeah, the first thing
It's
I noticed is
interesting.
the sour, and I noticed cherry flavors. He noticed the stout right away because that's what he wanted.
I'm getting a
and I got
nice-
what I wanted. So
Yeah, we both.
and then as you go into it, you start noticing the other stuff. Where I did end up noticing the stouts.
We both like it in different ways.
Yeah,
and I think
exactly.
that's really cool. And I'm really getting a nice chocolate finish on this.
Yeah.
With that sourness, obviously, but
Maybe next time you'll rate a sour. We'll see.
yeah.
You
You know,
maybe
guys,
down the road
it
sometime.
could happen. I could have been converted tonight into a sour drinker.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see though.
We'll see now.
So
Probably-
comment, subscribe,
Yep. Facebook.
like us, share us.
Let us know what you think of this beer if you've had it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I see it floating around. I see some other people talking about this one,
Yeah,
so
let us
that's
know.
why I wanted to pick it up. But
All right,
definitely.
guys.
So
Thanks. Come subscribe.
cheers.
Cheers.